Okay, very good morning, students. So basically, as I had told you all that my portion of the syllabus is already over. So some of you had requested to take a special class on push down automata, since there were some queries, I guess, regarding this topic, and therefore I decided to take this class wherein I'm going to discuss some examples of how to construct a push down automata. Okay. So one more thing, technically this is going to be my last class, okay, because after this I don't think anything else will be needed or required from my end, and therefore I'd like to request that if any further doubts or queries are there, you can contact me personally via mail or WhatsApp. Okay. So let me just share my screen. My screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, as I was telling, I'll be taking a few examples and explaining you how to construct a push down automata. Though you all might be knowing the same, but the first example that I'm going to take is a very simple example, that is a to the power n, b to the power n. Okay. Achha. Before going into the construction, a very important thing that you all must be knowing, that what is the speciality of this push down automata, and why do we go for a push down automata? Because I have already taught you finite state machine, that is finite automata, right? What we had seen in a finite automata is it didn't have a memory. So whenever there was an instance of remembering something, as in you have to remember the number of A's or number of zeros and match them with the number of B's or number of ones, we could not use a finite automata, because a finite automata doesn't have a memory. So for all these purpose wherein we require a memory, wherein we want to remember something, wherein we want to match a part of a string with some other part of the string, we require or we use push down automata, and the requirement is fulfilled by stack. In push down automata, what we do is we have a stack and we use that stack to manage this memory thing. Okay. So as I was saying, the first example that we are going to consider is a to the power n, b to the power n, right? Okay. So look at this construction very carefully. I hope all of you are well acquainted with the terminologies of push down automata. This is your transition function. Okay, we had this in finite automata also. Now q0, q1, these are states. This a, b, these are the things that are getting inserted or pushed in the not I should not say pushed, these are actually the input symbols that I am encountering. Okay. And what is Z0? Z0 is actually a special push down symbol called the initial symbol, which is there inside the stack. Okay. Like whenever the stack is empty, we assume that an empty stack contains a Z0 symbol, a special symbol. Okay. So these are something, some terminologies which you should know actually. So starting off with the construction of the transition function of this push down automata for a to the power n, b to the power n, the first transition that we are going to have is q0 is your initial state. Okay. So I am in q0, and since the string, the kind of a string that I am going to get is a to the power n, b to the power n, obviously a will be the first thing that I will be getting. So I am in state q0, I get a, and what is this? This is the empty stack, because till now I have not pushed anything inside my stack. So my stack is empty, right? So I am in state q0. I am getting a and my stack is empty. What is the change in transition? I remain in state Q0. I push this input symbol A inside the stack. Okay. So this was the initial thing. After I get this, I go to this state. My state is same actually. I remain in state Q0. The thing that is done, the action that is performed is my input symbol A is pushed inside the stack, and now the content of my stack is Z0 and then I have A. So if I try to draw this, I will have something like this. Okay, I had Z0 and now I will have A, right? Something like this. Now next what? Next, after having this A, I can have another A, you know, because it's A to the power n, B to the power n, so multiple A's are allowed. So if after this state I get a A again, so I am in state Q0, I am getting a A, and what is the topmost element of the stack? It's A, because I have just pushed A. So the top of the element, the top element of the stack is A. I am encountering an input A and I am in state Q0. What will happen? What action will be performed? I will remain in the same state. I will push this A again inside my stack. That's all. I remain in the same state and I push this into my stack. So coming to this figure again, suppose I get another A. So I will just push it inside the stack, nothing else. Okay. Acha. Next what can happen? Next that can happen is, suppose I am done with my A's. Okay. Now I go to the second part of the string, that is B part. A to the power n, B to the power n, right? So once I get a B, I am in state Q0. I get a B, and what was the topmost element of my stack? It was A, because the last element I had pushed in my stack was A, right? So I am in state Q0. My topmost element of the stack is A and I get a B. What do? I pop the A. Why do I pop the A? Because I need to match the number of A's with the number of B's. That is my main motive, because it's A to the power n, B to the power n. I should match the number of A's to the number of B's. So for every B I am getting, I will pop one A. Okay. And if I pop one A, this is actually symbolizing popping. Okay. Because I am not pushing anything. I move to state Q1. Why I am changing the state? This change is actually required to signify that the first stage has been covered. The number of A's are done. Now I am getting the number of B's. So I am moving to the next state. And on moving to the next state, whenever I am getting a B, I pop a A for every B I get. So if I go to this figure, suppose I get a B, what I will do? I will pop this A. Okay. I will pop this A for a single B I get. After that, what else do I have? Suppose I am in state Q1. Remember that I have made a state change. I am in state Q1. Again I get a B and my topmost element of the stack is A. Why the topmost element of stack is A? Because if you remember this figure, we had multiple A's. Here I have just drawn 2 A's. You might be having 3 or 4 A's. So my topmost element is still A and I get another B and I am in state Q1. What I do? I will again pop this A. I will again pop this A. So this is what I have done. I remain in state Q1 and I have popped the A. Okay. And finally what I do? The final transition of your entire this construction thing is, I am in Q1. I am getting a lambda. That is, I am getting nothing, and this is an empty stack. There is nothing in the stack, so I just remain in the same state and I am just popping this Z0 also. So this is required to just terminate the entire process, you know, to just tell the machine that okay, my construction is done, I am done with the construction. Okay. So any symbol like any string that you are getting of this form a to the power n, b to the power n, you can actually construct that using these transition functions of push down automata. Okay, so basically you need to remember two things. First, you go on pushing the a's, and next you change the state to q1 and pop 1b for 1a that you have in the stack. That's it. This construction is very easy and straightforward. Okay, any problem? Anyone wants to ask anything? Okay.
No, till now
Okay,
fine.
fine. So I'll move to the next example. Just a second. Okay. So let us move to the next example where we are going to see a string of this form: W C W T, or WR I can say. So what is this WCWR? So W is a string, then we have a alphabet called C, and then we have the reverse of this string. So if like for example, I can say I have A, B, B, and then I have C, and then I'll have B, B, A. And now I have to construct a push down automata that would accept any kind like any language of this kind. Okay, so let us go to the construction part. So firstly, what do we get? We can get either a or a b. Why? Because my W can start with a also or a b also. Okay, so initially I am in state q0. If I get a and obviously the stack is empty, so I push the a. Okay, again initially I can get a b, my stack is empty, I push the b. Okay, Achha. Next thing, I have just pushed a inside my stack. I am still in state q0. I again get a, I push that a again inside my stack. Okay, next I am in state q0. My top of the stack is a and I get a b. What I do, I push the b. Okay, again another instance possible. My top of stack is b and I get a, I'll just simply push the a. So it will be AB. And last possibility, my top of stack is B, I get a B, I'll just push a B. I'll just show you over here for your convenience. What I'm saying is initially we had Z0, right? Initially we were having Z0. So many possibilities are there, right? Initially I can have a, right? Or initially I can have a B, both are possible. After this B, I can again push a, like I can again get a and I'm going to push it into the stack. Or it can be the thing that I had a and then I'm again getting a B. So I'll just push this B. What else can happen? I was already having a and I am getting a, I am getting a again. So I'll simply push the a. The fourth possibility, I was having a B in the top of my stack and I get a B again, I'll simply push the B. No tricks are applied over here. I'll simply push everything that I get, and that part is simply denoted by these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 transition functions. Whatever I am getting, I am pushing the same inside the stack. Okay. Next, I can have a C. C is the middle point of my string, right? So if I get a C, what I will do? If I get a C, now C. Once I get a C, I'll know that okay, the first part of the thing is done. Now I am slowly moving to the second portion of the string. So I quickly change the state. So if I am in Q0, I get a C and the top of the stack is A. What I do, I move to state Q1 simply. I am not pushing anything, I am not popping anything, I am simply making a state change. Make this thing very clear. I am neither pushing anything, I am not popping anything, I am simply doing a state change. Similarly, this can also happen that I am in state Q0 and the top of the stack is B and I am getting a C. Okay. The similar thing will happen. I will just make a state change and nothing else. Nothing is being pushed, nothing is being popped. The top element of the stack remains same. I will just do a state change. Clear? Okay. After I am done with the C part, after C what can I get? I can again get combinations of A's and B's, right? So suppose I am in state Q0. Again, one thing is also possible. Suppose I am in state Q0 and I get a C and I am having an empty stack. Okay. Now this is also a possibility. Before I move to the next part, this is also a possibility that I am in state Q0 and I am getting a C and the stack is somehow empty. So I will just make a state change and nothing else, similar to what I have done over here also. Okay. Achha. Now coming to the next portion of the string, as I was saying, I am already in state Q1. What is the top of the stack? My top of stack can be A, my top of stack can be B. If my top of stack is A and I am again getting a A, I will pop the A. If my top of stack is B and I am getting a B, I will pop the B. Why? Here what I am supposed to match in a palindrome or whatever you call it, what am I supposed to match? I will match this B with this B, this B with this B, and for this A for this A. So for every B, if for this B I get a B, I will pop the B. For this B, if I get a B, I will pop the B. For this A, if I get a A, I will pop the A. That is what I will done. Once you have encountered the C and you have moved to state Q1, you start matching things. How do you match? For every A you have, if you get another A, you pop the A. For every B you have, if you get a B, you pop the B. You continue this thing until your stack is empty. Okay. And again this last line is required for terminating the process. So you are in state Q1, you are encountering nothing, the element in the stack, the top of stack is Z0. So you move to QF denoting the final state and the top of the thing remains Z0. Okay, the stack remains as Z0. So we are just writing this to terminate the process, right? So again just I'll quickly take an example and show you that how this is going to work for any and every string. So suppose I take the string B A B C B A B. Now this is the correct form of the string W C W R, right? Because we have a C over here and this is W and this is W R. That is the reverse of it, right? This is the same thing, B A B B A B. So what I'll do, I'll use the transition functions I have written over there and I'll see whether I can get this or not. Okay. So firstly I have an empty stack with Z0. I get a B. So what to use? Which transition function to use? So I can use this one. I have an empty stack, I get a B. What I do? I push the B. So what I do? I push the B. Next I have a A. So which transition function to use? My top of stack is B. My top of stack is B. I am getting a A. So I push the A. I simply push the A. Okay. Again my top of stack is A, remember, and I am getting a B. So my top of stack is, my top of stack is B and I am getting a again. So I push the A. Okay. So I simply my top of stack is A and I am getting a B. So my top of stack is A and I am getting a B. So I push the B. So it's B. So I'll just push the B, right? Next I encounter a C. Next I have a C. So on encountering a C, what did I tell you? We are going to change the state and we are not going to push anything, pop anything. Okay. Which transition function denotes that? This one. I am encountering a C. My top of stack is B, right? And what I do is I simply change the state and everything else remains same. Okay. After that, what to do? After that, now I am in state Q1. If you remember, I am in state Q1, right? And I am in state Q1 and I am getting a B. See, I get a B and my top of stack is also B. I pop the B. Next I get a and my top of stack is again A. I pop the A. Next I get a B and my top of stack is again B. I pop the B. Which transition functions are used over here? These transition functions. See, top of stack A, I get a, I pop it. Top of stack B, I get a B, I pop it. Okay. Finally, you have an empty stack, and which proves that you have successfully, the PDA has successfully, accepted this particular string of this language. So, the construction is correct. The transition functions you have written are correct. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, let me move to another example. So here is another example which is quite similar to what you all have seen till now. Here you have to construct a PDA accepting the set of all strings over A comma B with equal number of A's and B's. So what we have seen previously was A to the power n, B to the power n, which is also a kind of equal number of A's or B's. But here once you say equal number of A's and B's, it can be of any form. Like it can be BBAA. It can be AABB, it can be BAAB, it can be BABA. So it can be of any form, just you have to remember one thing, that the number of A's should match the number of B's. Okay. So for such a language, what you do is, similarly, at first you can get either a or a B, both are possible. So you are in state Q, suppose you get a, you push the A. You are in state Q, you get a B, you push the B. Okay. Again, you are in state A, you get a A again, you push the A. Okay. And you are in B, you get a B, you push the B. That is, if top of stack is A and you get a again, you just push the A, and top of stack is B, you get a B, you push the B. Okay. Now the twist is over here. If the top of stack is B and you get a, you pop the B, because here we are matching the number of A's with number of B's. And again similarly, if top of stack is A and you get a B, you pop the A since it's matched. And finally this is your final transition function which you have to add for every construction. So I'll just come over here so that it becomes easier to you. So initially we had Z0. Suppose I take this one, okay. So initially I had Z0, okay. I'm getting a B, I push the B, okay. I push the B. Now this was the thing, initially Z0 I get B, I push B. Now my top of stack is B. I go back, my top of stack is B and what I get is A. I have B, I get A. So let me check which one to use. So top of stack is B, I get a A. I pop the A, right? So I'll simply pop this B for because I'm getting A, I'll just pop this B. Achha. Next what will happen? I have an empty stack because B is already popped. I'm getting a A, I'll just push the A, right? Next what I'm getting a B. I'm getting a B, so my top of stack is A, I'm getting a B, so I pop the A. I repeat, my top of stack is A and I'm getting a B, so I pop the A. So once I get this B, right, I'll pop this A and I'll be left with this empty stack. So you can go for any and every combination, BA-B or BA-BA or BB-BA. Every time you will find that you can easily match the number of A's with the number of B's. You are not facing any problem if you are going to use this transition functions, okay. This was quite straightforward. I do not think you are going to face any problem over here. The last example that I am going to show you all is for even and odd length palindromes, okay. So just a second.
Just a query, ma'am, that can we design a push down automata for a string like a to the power x, b to the power x, c to the
No,
power x?
it's a context sensitive
Acha.
language, and you cannot use a push down automata to construct a context sensitive language. You can use a Turing machine for that, okay.
Acha, and if I consider a string like a to the power x plus y, b to the power x, c to the power y, then
1 second, tell me again. A to the power
a to the power x plus y, b to the power x, c to the power
b to
y.
the power x, c to the power y. So basically
Yes.
it's a to the power x and a to the power y and b to the power x, c to the power y, right? So you match this with this and I think this is possible.
But how I will develop the transition function logic? Actually, it was an assignment of Prithinil, sir. I couldn't do it, and it is still unturned till date.
A to the power x with b to the power x. Yeah, it is possible actually, but I'll actually do this and give it to you, okay, because it's a bit time consuming. I have to think a bit, but I am sure this is possible, okay. I'll do it and I'll send it to you, okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, fine. So 261. Okay, so this is a push down automata all of you should be able to design. So this is something for even length as well as an odd length palindrome. Okay, and the speciality of this push down automata is this is a non-deterministic push down automata. Now how do you define a push down automata to be non-deterministic? All the PDAs that you have seen till now, we had only one next state for a single initial state, right? Like for one present state there was only one next state. But if you look at this construction, you will see that for one present state I can go to either of these two next states. Therefore this is a non-deterministic push down automata. Okay, so we are going to use this non-deterministic push down automata to construct all the palindromes both of even length and odd length. Okay, so what is the speciality of this even length palindrome and odd length palindrome? Just let me give one example. See, for even length palindrome you can have, you know, A, B. All of you are well aware of the fact, right? What is palindrome? It will read the same way from like forward and backward. So it's A, B, B, A, B, B, A. So if you see, you do not have any like particular string which you can say that this is a middle point, because this is a even length palindrome. You don't have a, you know, a symbol which you can say that it's a middle symbol and after that I'll go to the next part of the string. So what we consider over here, we consider empty string, an empty symbol to be a middle symbol for the ease of the construction of our PD. Okay, we assume that there is an empty symbol lambda, after which we will do a state change, and after that we will be popping things out. Okay, and the speciality of odd length palindrome is I can have something like this: A, B, A, B, A, A, B, A, B, A, A, B, A, B, A, right? This is an odd length palindrome, and what is the middle point? This is the middle point.
Yes, middle A.
But the trick is, how do you understand that A is a middle point? Because it's not a different symbol, right? It's a symbol which is a part of the string itself. If you are having A over here also, you are having A over here also, you are having A over here also. How to understand? That is why this construction is a bit complex, and therefore the flavor of non-determinism has been added here. Okay, so if you go to this construction part, and the first part is very easy. Okay, just ignore the second transitions. Okay, for now ignore them. Firstly, you are in state Q0, you get A, and you have an empty stack, you push the A. You get a B, you push the B. Again you get a A, when the top of stack was A, you push the A. You get a B, push the B. You get a A when the top of stack was B, you push the A. You get a B when the top of stack was B, you push the B. This is the simple initial part that you have to do. Done. Now think of the even length palindrome that I was talking about. What I told you, we have to imagine that there is something lambda empty character which denotes the middle portion, because we do not have anything, so we have to assume something for the ease of our construction, and that is what we have done over here. We are assuming we are in state Q0 and we get a lambda, and the top of stack is A. What we do is we just change the state to Q1, nothing else, no pushing, no popping, change the state. Similarly, you are in state Q0, you get a lambda and the top of stack was B. Either of the cases are possible, right? Either the last thing that you had pushed was B or the last thing that you pushed was A. So for both the possibilities, I do the same thing. I change the state and nothing is pushed, nothing is popped. Once I move to the state Q1, I know that my initial part is done and now I have to start matching. I have to pop things out. See, I am in state Q1. For every A, if I get a A, I pop a A. For every B, I get a B, I pop the B. And this is always required for the final part. Okay, I'll just go to the picture and it will be easy for you. So initially there was Z0, you get a, you push the A, you get a B, you push the B. After that what happens? You know, right, that my first part is done. Once you know, you are going to use this transition. Which transition? This transition. What was my top of stack? My top of stack was B. Okay, my top of stack was B, so I use this transition, that my top of stack is B, I am in state Q0, and what do I get? I imagine that I get lambda. I assume that I get lambda, and what I do is I change the state to Q1. So simply I'll change my states to Q1. Now I'm in state Q1 and I get a B. See, I get a B and my top of stack is B. I pop the B. I get a, my top of stack is A. I pop the A. Things are matched. I am left with Z0. String is accepted. PDA construction is good. Okay. But what about the odd palindromes? I have done the even part till now. Now, going back over here. I told you to ignore this part, right? For now, don't ignore this part. Concentrate on this part. This transition, this from 7.41 to 7.46, the initial first part will be required for both odd palindromes as well as even palindromes. The initial part means the pushing the things, when you don't start matching things, right? So this initial part will be same for even also, odd also. For the next part, what you do is, see, what I told that this middle part can be A also, can be B also. You never know what it is, right? So for that, I have added these transitions. Once you know, you see that I have reached the middle portion, what you do is you use this transition, that you are in state Q0 and you get a A, which is that middle wala A, not the initial A, not that last A, but that middle wala A. What you do is you change the state, nothing else, change the state. Similarly here also same thing, you are in state Q0, your top of stack is A, you get a A and this A is that middle A. You simply change the state, nothing else. Same for these also, you are in state Q0, top of stack is B, you get a A, that A is that middle A, you know it, and you just change the state. Okay. After that, the construction is same. Again, you use these two, you know, ignore these two. These were specially for your even length palindrome. You just directly use this one. You are in A, you get a A, you pop the A. You top of stack is B, you get a B, you pop the B. I'll show you with an example. It will be more clear to you. Just a second. Oh. Yeah. So this is a odd length, so let me consider this example only. So I have my stack empty, I have a A, I push the A, I have a B, I push the B. Now I know I am at middle. Okay. What is my status? My top of stack is B and I get this middle A. So my top of stack is B, my top of stack is B and I get a A, which I know is the middle A. What I do is I change the state. I simply change the state to Q1. Okay. So now I am in state Q1 and again I get a B. I have a B, I pop the B. I am in state Q1, my top of stack is A, I get a A, I pop the A. Done. I am left with the empty stack. So I have successfully constructed my PDA, which is going to accept both even as well as odd length palindromes. Okay, so in a question you might be given the question altogether, like just what I have shown you over here, that you have to construct a single PDF for for all kinds of palindromes. So in that case you are going to draw this one, construct this one. And if you are separately asked that construct it for even length palindromes, what are you going to do? Then no need of these productions, just you will write the initial portion and you will have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, and if you are separately asked for odd length palindromes, then you have to add this entire thing. You remove this production, add this one, add this one, add this one. That's it. Okay, so I hope this was a very clear explanation. After this you are not going to face any difficulty, but if you still have any doubts, then please clear it right now. And the problem Shoradev was talking about, I'll try to solve it by today, and I'll, for your ease, I'll post it in the Google Classroom so that everybody can access it. Okay, because most students might have doubt with the same problem. And Shoradev, I'll just request you that just write down the problem and send it to me over WhatsApp, because I might be forgetting the
Okay, ma'am. I'll then send you the
okay.
screenshot of the problem.
So does anyone have any doubt?